Most people think brainwaves are something that you have to control. Like you're supposed to force your brain into focus, force yourself to relax, force yourself to sleep. But here's the strange part. Your brain is already designed to move through these states automatically. Focus, calm, back to reflection, just like a car moves through the gears seamlessly. The problem is that modern life traps most people in one gear. And when your brain gets stuck there, it starts to feel like constant stress, racing thoughts, mental exhaustion, and a nervous system that never fully shuts off. But here's the fascinating part that neuroscientists discovered. You do not actually control brainwaves directly. Your nervous system does. And if you can change the inputs going into your nervous system, your brain will naturally shift into the exact state it needs. This gives you focus when you need to work, calm when you need to reset, and deep integration when your brain needs to process life. So in this video, I'm going to show you something that most people were never taught: how your brain actually moves between beta, alpha, and theta states throughout the day, why modern life breaks this rhythm, and the simple nervous system switches that move your brain between these gears naturally. Once you understand this, you will stop trying to force your brain to work and start working with how your brain already does. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite and feels like my most important episodes to film, because I get this question all the time. How do I move throughout the different gears or brainwave states throughout the day? So we're going to cover all of that. What I want you to really understand is that our nervous system and brain responds to our environment as if it's inputs telling our nervous system whether to jack up into focus and get it done mode or to slow down into calm, connection, and reset mode. Our eyes are like the remote control for our brain. And so they literally respond in real time to what they're seeing, what input we're putting in. This can be light. This can be, if we're looking at something close to us or distant from us, these triggers literally impact what brainwave state you're in. And so what I'm going to walk you through is how to use that remote control into your brain to dictate what state you want to be in for the task at hand. How cool is that? I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. This is literally the cheat code to life and getting it all done in a way that you like how you feel as you do it. This changes everything. Self-care needs a rebrand. It's connection. It's the ability to nervous system downshift or upshift in any moment to achieve the physiological state that you desire for the task at hand. All right, so brain waves are like gears in a car. And just like any car has the ability to move from gear to gear when you know how to shift correctly, our brain can do the same thing. A healthy nervous system has the ability to shift states throughout the day. A nervous system that's been living in constant stress, bombardment, and feeling like everything is urgent tends to get stuck in one gear. So beta is our go gear. That's our focus gear. Alpha is our present time flow gear, our connected state, our nervous system natural default state. We just don't tend to use it a lot because we're constantly in ramped up and go mode. And theta is our integration gear. Theta is about creating space for clarity and the ability to download and integrate all the information in our environment. These are features of the brain, not flaws. And so at any moment, in any task, in any situation in our day, we can simply assess if we like how we're feeling, if we like how we're showing up, if we're able to meet the task at hand, or if we're not feeling like we have the energy, or if we need to slow down our brain and be present with someone else. We can start to check in with, am I in the gear that I want to be in for this task? And if the answer is no, you can actually change and dictate that through influencing the remote control through your eyes to your brain and nervous system, and some other tools I'm about to teach you right now. Okay, so our natural rhythm in the morning, every morning, is to go from delta, deep sleep, and slowly wake up and embrace theta. Theta is a space of listening, tuning in. This is where people get their greatest ideas in the shower. That's theta, accessed later throughout the day in that example. This is where our intuition, our insights, and our clarity live. And so in the morning, what you want to do is you want to slowly warm up your engine by taking even 5 minutes, ideally longer than that, in theta. The way that you do that, because again, this is the question I get all the time. Okay, tell me how to get into each gear. So I'm going to tell you the morning routine and then how to get into these gears throughout the day for the brain breaks that you need. In the morning, to stay in theta, because naturally we wake in theta, stay off your phones and devices. Protect your eyes and limit white and blue light, which is traditional household lighting and lighting from our screens. This is where you want to have circadian friendly lighting. We have red light bulbs in our home. We have therapeutic red lights in our home. Our devices devices are all on red light filters if the sun is down in the evening and before the sun rises in the morning. Next, your brain will naturally go into alpha. Alpha is our present time consciousness. This is our flow state, and this is where we can really connect deeply with our loved ones. Getting out in nature, starting to watch that sunrise is amazing. Doing something that you love, moving fluidly with your body, connecting with yourself are all great ways to get into alpha. Lighting a candle and looking at the flickering flame will actually activate mirror neurons in your brain and put your brain into an alpha state. Doing a puzzle, what I like to call meditation in motion, making bracelets, doing crafts, activities, things like that allow us to just kind of like zone out a little bit. That'll get us into alpha. Okay, and then we're gonna allow ourselves to get into beta. This is like our work task mode. This is where you do want to have some bright lights, like ideally daylight. So nature walks are really good. Gets our brain quote unquote online for the day. Some, more intense movements, more intense workouts. We all know how we feel. Like it helps supercharge our brain and get us ready. I feel like I don't need to give you too many ways to get into beta because we pretty much live there. What we want to do every 90 minutes in beta is we want to give ourselves a brain break throughout the day. So this is the question I get a lot. Okay, how do I get into theta and alpha during my work day? All right, so here's what you want to do. Super simple. Downshifting into either one is effective. So throughout your busy work day, every 90 minutes, choose alpha or theta. Either one of them are going to help you stay regulated throughout your day. Either one of them are going to instantly pull you out of feeling like you're going to snap at someone you love, feeling like you're going to send a really crappy email to someone because you're just like super charged up, right? And so the way I always think about this, or like those moments, or if a challenge presents itself to me and I'm in that like frazzled state that we can all get in so easily, I don't fix or change the situation. I don't try to solve the situation. I first solve my brainwave state. This is key. And if you take one thing away from this episode, this is it. In any challenge throughout your day, don't first address the challenge. Address your state. So if you are frazzled, get into alpha first. Get into connection. You will receive clarity and you will figure out how to address that challenge. You will get insight. You will get downloads of, I never thought about it that way, right? And so I want to give you a couple ways to get into alpha and theta throughout your busy workday. One, shut your devices, shut your screens, get in nature. Look at a distance, expanded gaze, look at a horizon 10 feet or more away from you. Turn on music, jam out, do what feels good. Move your body, stretch. These are all examples, by the way. Connect with a friend without a device. In person, go for a walk together, chat at a table together, like old school, how we did without our devices. These are all ways to get back into our heart, to create space for integration, to get ourselves out of busy beta and shift the way that we feel and how we approach our challenges. And you guys, if this information is resonating with you, this is just a taste and a teaser. I have so much more in my book, The Connection Code. Click the links, you can grab it. This is literally like the feminine version of Atomic Habits. This is how microdosing nervous system regulation in time completely shifts our identity, not by turning us into someone else, but by getting us back to who we truly are here to be. This puts us into our optimal state. You want your dream job, you want your dream relationship, you want your dream day, week, month, year. This is it, you guys. This is the code. It's connection. And it's through the method of just aligning with our brainwaves and having the ability to shift gears seamlessly throughout the day, the way that nature intended. All right, so end cap of the day. Now what do I do? This is a question I get a lot. So how do I downshift at the end of my day? Because we all have heard the saying, a great day starts with a good night. And what people mean when they say that is your tomorrow is based on your evening tonight, because that's going to dictate your ability to get a good night's sleep. And we all know how we feel when we don't sleep. So these are my personal non-negotiable evening routines and resets as a nervous system and alignment guide. 1, all screens turn to red light filter. There's a link in the description on a shortcut on how to do this on your phones. So if you do need to go back on your devices, that you're at least not blasting yourself into beta. So for me, like after dinner, screens are ideally away. If I need to look at my screen to check a text message or something about the kids' school, it has that red light filter on so I'm not blasted, right? And put right back into work mode. When we look at white light, our brain, again, our eyes are the remote to our brain, thinks it's noon in June. And so we all know these concepts of like Las Vegas casinos, and that people in the casinos have no idea what day or time it is because there's no windows and you're surrounded by bright light. Think about how we are all living our days. We are surrounded by bright light and we are looking at our screens. And although we can look outside the windows and see what time of day it is, the environment we're sitting in is what tells our brain what time of the day it is. And so if your house looks like this lighting at 8 o'clock at night, you are not going to wind down and get deep, good restorative sleep. You are not going to have the lymphatic system of your brain, which is going to clear out all your toxins and get rid of that brain fog and give you a fresh start the next day. Your lymphatic system isn't going to work. It only works in deep sleep. Okay, so these boundaries at night, this evening wind down routine is so important. It doesn't have to be like a 1-hour bath and ritual. It's protecting your brain waves and getting out of beta, staying off our devices as much as possible, being mindful of our household lighting. I love therapeutic red light. You can also go on Amazon and get some red light bulbs. Take a few of your lamps throughout your home, stick these bulbs in it, and only those lamps are on as the sun is going down. If you have kids that don't like going to bed, watch it change. In our home, our 15-year-old, 13-year-old, and 9-year-old are all ready for bed at 8:30. No bedtime fights. You naturally start to wind down. Your body's natural rhythm is to downshift in the evening so that you can get deep restorative sleep. This is how we are made. This is our design. We just have to make the environment match what our nervous system requires. Another thing that's like a great tool, if you had a really busy day and your brain is like ruminating over all the details, journaling, or what I like to call a call and response exercise, is super powerful because it gets us off our mind, kind of like closes that tab so that we can relax. So what I mean by call and response is literally writing in a journal. This is the one I use. I take it everywhere. And asking yourself questions. How was my day today? And pause and wait for the answer and then write it. So verbal processing or written processing actually instantly downshifts your nervous system. It helps you feel seen, safe, supported, and gives you a feeling of predictability and control. All of those things take you out of beta, take you out of fight or flight, take you out of survival and back into connection. You guys, this is the code. This is the connection code. You no longer need to feel like you have to control every external situation in your life. You now have the ability to shift in any moment your nervous system state through using your brainwaves and gears. We want to warm up in theta, alpha, use beta in the midst of our day to get stuff done, give ourselves theta and alpha breaks for 2 to 5 minutes every 90 minutes, downshift at the end of the day, get great sleep so that we can show up as our optimal true self. When you understand these gears, your nervous system knows how to drive and you have control of your life again. Click the links below for more information. Grab the book. If you like this, you're gonna love that. And lastly, there's another link called the Urgency Reset. That is a free bonus workshop and mini masterclass. I think it's like 15 minutes on this topic and would love for you to check that out.